I love the story that actually came over my FYP. I love the story because I remember when these white folks actually come to mock us to our face that every single thing that the right want to do, the left will always make it look as if it's not worth it. And I'm gonna start playing from that particular video where they literally stood firm, promote, do all of the single promotion they were actually doing for the orange man. Now, let me break it down a bit so that you guys are going to understand the particular F random final video you guys are about to watch today. Remember when the orange man and his son actually came and he said, no president has literally ever done this. I am going to be launching a phone and it is going to be called Trump Mobile. And listen, this phone will cost $500. But for a start, for you to be a partaker, you have to drop $100. And this phone will be released August. Meanwhile, August, September, October, November, and we are still going to head into December. There is no news about this. And a lot of them are now coming out to cry, to be like, oh my God, I paid. Now, do you know why this is so interesting? I want you guys to watch. It is because of all of those mouths, all of those that these people actually did. Watch this video and I'll be back with commentaries. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And let me know what your honest take is on this. Let's watch. I'll be back.
Donald J. Trump just did something no other president has had the guts to do. He just launched his own phone company. Yes, a literal phone company. Today, June 16th, 2025, Trump Mobile is officially live. It's a brand new wireless phone service under the Trump Organization, and every dollar you spend supports the America First movement. Here's the deal. Plans start at $47.45 a month, and the phone will cost $4.99. You're going to get unlimited talk, text, data, and the network that covers 99% of Americans. And it gets even better. A portion of every single dollar goes directly toward the conservative causes. That means every phone call, every text, every swipe, you're helping to fight back. Now, naturally, the left is already melting down. They're calling it dangerous, extremist, blah, blah, blah. But weren't they the ones begging for more options, especially when they already had Obama phone? But now they're mad Trump actually delivered one. Make that make sense. This isn't just a phone plan. It's a message. Trump isn't waiting for big tech to play nice. He's building his own system. And with this, it's just the beginning. You wanted a parallel economy? Here it is. Trump Mobile, it's real, it's live, and the left just can't handle it. Would you switch, or are you already signed up? Let's talk about it.
Here at Trump Mobile, we believe that our company is a reflection of our father's presidency. We don't serve rural areas, and there's no coverage for marginalized communities.
Now, as some of you may or may not remember, back in June, when Donald Trump's spawn, Eric and Don Jr., announced that they would be starting their own mobile company called Trump Mobile, I took time out of my day and was gracious enough to come up with some marketing slogans for them. I was rooting for you guys, and you let me down because you told your customers that spent their hard-earned money on your product that they would be receiving them in August. It's November, and no one's gotten their phone yet.
And they were promising that these phones would be released in August. Here we are in November. I've been trying to get out to the call center every few weeks and say, hey, what's the update? And I've been perpetually told it's going to be released at the end of this month. It's going to come out next month. When I would ask about reasons for the delay, they didn't have much to answer for except for that they were working on this phone. At one point, they even blamed it on the government shutdown.
I am so interested to see who works at that call center. At the end of the day, it's probably nobody. Right? It's probably just an auto recording of KK Caroline berating customers for having the audacity to ask where their phones are. I don't think you guys should worry though. The Trumps are notorious for being honest business people. And I am sure they're not accepting any money from their customers that have purchased this phone until they figure all of this out, right?
It's interesting because they've been taking $100 deposits, including from me, for this phone. Nowhere to be seen in terms of where the rest of this phone is, and it doesn't seem like anyone has gotten their phones. I even got a fraud alert from my credit card company when I tried to put in that $100 deposit, saying, "Hey, are you really trying to buy this Trump phone?"
Wow. Even the credit card companies are flabbergasted by the stupidity of people that have purchased this phone. You know you have reached rock bottom in your cult when even American Express reaches out to you and says, "Hey, are you sure you want to continue being a gullible idiot and giving Trump all of your money?" But as the saying goes, there's a sucker born every minute. Maybe you guys shouldn't be so pro-life after all. Zing! And I'm going to end this video with some advice for the MAGA white Christian nationalists who purchased this phone on how to deal with it. It may be something you've never considered to do before. Just pull out. Anyways, bye!
Hey, MAGA, how them Trump phones working out? I'm just asking because somebody had said y'all ain't got your phone yet. They had said that they can't. Somebody had said that they keep telling y'all that they in the mail. Bet you wish you would have just got an Obama phone.
MAGA is upset with Donald Trump, and Trump phone is the reason, as they're starting to think they got scammed. Now, if you remember a few months ago, Donald Trump and his sons announced Trump phone, which promised to be a 100% made-in-America phone for upwards of $500, along with service plans. All you had to do to be part of it was deposit $100. Well, many Trump supporters got in, deposited their $100, and have received nothing since. In fact, many of them have complained about the promised delivery dates that have come and gone without any update. You can't get a hold of anybody through customer service to find out what's going on. There's been very little updates to the website, other than changes to the design of the phone and, of course, no longer being made in America. This right here is an indictment of everything Donald Trump, everything we tried to tell MAGA, that he overpromises but never delivers. There should have been a sign when it promised to have unlimited text, call, and data, along with telehealth services and virtual medical care. Should have been your sign that something wasn't right and your $100 was going nowhere.
MAGA is upset with Donald Trump, and Trump phone is the reason. As they're starting to think they got scammed, now, if you remember a few months ago, Donald Trump and his sons announced Trump phone, which promised to be a 100% made in America phone for upwards of $500, along with service plans. All you had to do to be part of it was deposit $100. Well, many Trump supporters got in, deposited their $100, and have received nothing since. In fact, many of them have complained about the promised delivery dates that have come and gone without any update. You can't get a hold of anybody through customer service to find out what is going on. There has been very little updates to the website other than changes to the design of the phone and, of course, no longer being made in America. This right here is an indictment of everything. Donald Trump, everything we tried to tell MAGA, that he overpromises but never delivers. There should have been a sign when it promised to have unlimited text call and data along with telehealth services and virtual medical care. Should have been your sign that something wasn't right and your $100 was going nowhere.
The Trump phone was announced back in June and originally was supposed to have a delivery date somewhere in August. But now we're in late November and folks still have not received their products. This is an article published by NBC News, and you can see the journalist's name right here to give him credit. When the phone was announced back in the summer, NBC News paid the $100 deposit in order to get in line for one of Trump's promised smartphones. This is a smartphone that allegedly would be completely made in the United States. But they are finding that this is virtually impossible given the components required to make a phone being made all over the world. They want to call it the T1. And of course, it will come in what color? Gold. Now, despite the company definitely taking that $100 deposit, it going through and being cleared out of the account used for the purposes of this investigation, they can get no real update on when this phone is supposed to arrive. In fact, it says that they have made 5 separate calls to the mobile support number. And they were told back in October that they would have a specific ship date of November 13th, but that has continued to be pushed back. with the operator even trying to blame the government shutdown for the delay, but really providing no information on how that would work. Now, you can use an existing phone on this service. It's $47.45 per month, and it supposedly promises telehealth services and virtual medical care. However, there seem to be some quiet changes happening to the website since the release and announcement of the phone in the summer. I decided to go and take a look at the website myself, and this is what I found. What was originally touted as made in America, fully made in America, now says American proud design. Not quite sure what that's supposed to mean. And they are still accepting deposits for the $499 phone, which evidently does not yet exist. They are still accepting those deposits, as you can see here, but you can also buy refurbished Samsung phones. Oh, and iPhones too. Take a look. It's still promising a release date later this year, but again, they can't get specific details on that. The whole Trump phone, Trump mobile deal was supposed to give freedom to the consumer and take away the inflated price tags of smartphones. But people are paying $100 deposits expecting a phone later this year, and we have December left, and no phones are being shipped. This is the customer service line. I don't have time before work to give it a call, but I would be interested to see what you were told should you decide to do so. You can also become a partner, so there's info about that on the website. But shockingly so, it does appear that this is a promise that perhaps cannot be delivered upon in the way and the timing and the specifications that were originally promised to consumers. Just another in a long list of Trump scams? Maybe?
Tons of people actually bought this phone thinking that this would happen and that this was a real product. And months after its release, its initial release date in June, people are still not seeing this phone, even though they bought it. In June of this year, Trump announced his new Trump phone that also comes with Trump Mobile. The phone itself is $500, and it's basically just a knockoff regular iPhone, Android, whatever, with his name all over it. And the mobile price being $50 a month. And you could initially pre-order this phone for a $100 deposit, but some people have actually paid for this in advance completely. And they said after a couple months wait that it would be actually available and ready to send out between August and September. And that date has gone and passed, and people still have not gotten this phone. And if you bought this, I do not feel bad for you at all. Cry me a river, build a bridge, get over it, because this is just another Trump university, and you will never see that money or the phone. Do not feel bad.
You're gonna like this one because on today's edition of FAFO, titled, Dude, Where's My Phone? So, do y'all remember how Donald and his sons decided to launch Trump Mobile? Well, apparently quite a bit of people left $100 deposits for it. Let me roll some footage for you so you can understand better.
The Trump family's attempt to launch a new smartphone is off to a rough start. You may remember back in June, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. announced the launch of a new American-made mobile phone along with a wireless service they called Trump Mobile. The release was originally slated to happen in August, but now it's November and people are still waiting.
The really funny thing about this is that when they originally announced Trump Mobile, they said that this phone would be made in America. Then later had to retract that statement because they said making a phone priced at $499 in America is impossible. And I found this article from NBC News. So the phone was supposed to come out in August, but 3 months later, there are no signs that the phone has become a reality. Brian Chung, a reporter from NBC News, placed an order, obviously for reporting purposes. When Brian placed his pre-order for the phone, his credit card company sent him a text wondering if it was a fraudulent transaction. NBC News made 5 separate calls to the Trump Mobile customer support line between September and November, and at one point the call operator promised a ship date of November 13th. It's pretty much almost Thanksgiving. And then NBC News called again and followed up with the call center, saying that now the ship window would be around December with no specific date. And here's the best part. When NBC News reached out to the call center, the operator cited the government shutdown as a reason for delay without further explanation. I didn't realize that private companies would be affected by the government shutdown when it comes to production. Now, it looks like there's a very common theme going on here. So, just a short little recap. It was supposed to come out sometime in September, then the operator said November 13th, and then another operator said sometime in December without any specific dates. If you understand pattern recognition, then you probably know what's going on here. It's called moving the goalposts, which is something MAGA excels at. This is totally reminding me of like that man that bought his wife a pink Trump watch and then it shipped without the letter T, so it said rump. And for photo reference, I'm talking about this one. You know, grifters are just gonna continue grifting. And to all of the people that left $100 deposits for this phone, except for Brian, the news reporter, all I have to say to you is you better just stick with Apple or Samsung or Android, because I'm gonna venture a guess that you're probably not gonna see these phones anytime soon. And if that $100 sounds like it would come really, really handy for you right now, you know, since groceries and prices are up for everything, then you better pull yourself up by the bootstraps like you tell other people to. Anyways, thoughts on cell phones to you?
The Trump-branded smartphone nowhere to be seen. You'll remember back in June, the president's two older sons announcing the T1 phone by Trump Mobile at an event in Trump Tower, promising the gold device with the flag on the back would be made in the USA for the low price of $499. In the months since, Trump Mobile has backed off that claim, the website now calling the phone an American Proud design. Among those who put down a $100 deposit to track the phone's development, our very own NBC's Brian Chung. So, Brian, the phone was supposed to launch in August. It's December. What update did you get?
Yeah, well, I mean, we put a $100 deposit down the NBC News team because we wanted to track the development of this phone. And, you know, you had September come by, October come by, here we are in November, and there is still no phone. I've been checking in with their call center on a seemingly regular basis. And every time I've reached out and said, hey, where is this phone? They keep saying, well, it's going to come out at the end of this month. And then they keep punting and saying it's going to come out next month. And then I asked them, what is the reason for the delay? There were very little explanations for it. They were saying they need more time to develop it. And then other times they also said even it was the government shutdown that was related to the delays for some reason. Either way, there is no evidence that this phone is anywhere close to coming. Again, we just see delay after delay. And by the way, we haven't seen anyone else receive their phones either. The call operator, as of last week, telling me that no one has received their phones yet.
Industry insiders you spoke to as you reported out the story were skeptical from the get-go, right?
Yeah, well, again, the made in the USA bit was the thing that really stuck with a lot of industry experts because they're basically saying there is no infrastructure in the United States to make a phone entirely in the United States. Maybe you can have them assembled here, but the parts got to come from somewhere. So what does made in the USA even mean? But Tom, that could be a moot point because the made in the USA language was scrubbed from the website. As you mentioned, now it just says American Proud design. Right. So there are some questions as to what this phone actually is. There's some speculation, Tom, that this is a refitted, what they call Wintech Revel 7. Based off of the specs that are listed online, it seems to match this Chinese-made phone. Again, it's called the Wingtech Revel 7. But in the
Hello and good evening. Listen, in another episode of As the White Hood Turns, y'all remember when I told y'all about how Sid was coming out with his own version of the smartphone. It was going to be, you know, his phone. You remember what I'm saying? And the phone was supposed to be made in America, and it was going to be $499, right? And they were supposed to have launched the phone in August. Well, it is now November 24th. And guess what? Ain't no phone. But that's not the story. How about thousands, hundreds of thousands of people pre-ordered this phone for $100 deposit? You know where this is going. You already know. I know you already know. That's right. Ain't no phone. That phone was supposed to be launched back in August. Them people gave them $100 deposit, and guess what they said? It's non-refundable. They said to get your money back, press never. Listen. Woo! I'm telling you, the MAGA madness is the grift that keeps on grifting. But for the rest of us, it's the gift that keeps on gifting. Because every day, there is something new that just continues to show how dumb these people are. I cannot believe. So let's do the math. Let's just say 100,000 people at $100 a pop. And now they're not going to get their $100 back. I don't know how long it's going to take before Meemaw Peepaw and that family wreath to understand. Y'all just dumb. Y'all keep giving this man money, his family money. They keep making money hand over fist. Anyway, I guess I'm just going to be here because I love my Samsung. With my little friend, I love my Samsung. Anywho, yeah. On that note, I got to go.
Revealed a new mobile phone carrier, Trump Mobile. Plans will sell for $47.45 monthly. They're American made. Plans with telemedicine and roadside assistance included. Except I took the screenshot from your page and you guys still don't have your phones. That's right, you're repping the old phone. What happened to your Trump Mobile phone? You made this video back in July. You guys were promised these phones in August. You paid $100 deposits for these phones. It's November and you still don't have your phones. But don't worry. I did do some investigating for you. I was trying to find where your phone might be, so I visited the Trump Mobile Twitter. And I saw that Trump Mobile Twitter has not made a single post since August. Mind you, it's November. The comment sections, though, were filled with a bunch of Trumpers who were asking where their phones are. I still haven't received my phone. I've been waiting for my SIM card for 10 days. Where's my SIM card? No support being offered. Yeah, that's right. This is the equivalency of watching Snow White and then still going out to buy apples from her evil stepmother, aka the evil witch, the one who gave her the poisoned apple. You could easily Google the laundry list of Donald Trump scams. We've all talked and spoken. There's no way you haven't heard that Donald Trump is a con artist. We scream this from the rooftops. I mean, quite literally, most of his rallies were at venues in which he promised to pay and then didn't pay for said venues afterwards. I mean, I think still to this day, there are venues in which Donald Trump owes because he rented them and still hasn't paid them. I don't feel bad for you guys. This is the funniest thing that I've ever seen. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't.
Once again, just proving that we are not citizens of the United States. We're more so customers. He's a businessman, not a politician. Trump Mobile, scheduled to debut August of 2025. What is Trump Mobile? It's exactly what you think it is. It's a telecom service. So it's cell phone plans, and not only that, smartphones. That's right, Trump smartphones. So the cell phone plan itself is $47.45. Where did they get that number from? Well, let's think. 45th president, 47th president of the United States. That's how they came up with that. And not to mention, there will be the smartphones. They're working with big name corporations, such as he described. So the goal is to have Trump and Elon Musk in every home in the United States at some point in time, probably before the end of the year. This is an invasion of privacy. That's all this is. It's just another way of getting our information because that's all they really want to begin with. Internet will be monitored. Calls will be monitored. Anything they could literally get their hands on in terms of communications, that's what they're going to do. Social media. Yeah, that's what's happening. I'm not surprised by any means, by a long shot. What else? What else could go wrong at this point?
Hallelujah. God is good all the time. Where is the phone? Where is the money? Why are they crying? I thought every single thing, the left is always jealous. I thought the left will never, ever serve you guys right. And I thought the left can never, ever produce an American mobile phone. You see these MAGAs, they're going to learn the hard way. I keep saying it in my videos. Like, they are going to not only learn the hard way, but they're already learning the hard way. They are going to chew their fingers in pains because every single thing, every single trust is just being faded away on daily basis. And I love the fact that this same person they love so much, idolize so much, adore so much, is still the person that is whooping their ass. And I'm grateful for that. Just imagine how many persons contributed, because I'm going to call it contribution. I'm not going to call this deposits. Imagine how many persons contributed. $100 $100 $100 $100 $100 $100 because they want to be among the first list of getting oh, I got the Trump mobile. And now, what's up? Just times $100 times 100 persons, because I know there are going to be more than people that actually deposited. Why is it that before these people do things, they don't just sit down, think about it over and over before doing it? I don't feel bad that you actually want to create a mobile phone, but if I want to buy it, I should not be the depositors before it should be produced. I should make sure that the mobile phones are already available before I can just go ahead and purchase it and rub it to the face of the leftists to be like, oh, I got these, and you guys, your own people can never do that, because they see every single thing as competition, even when people are not competing with them. That is what this MAGAs, whatsoever they are called, see things as. Now, how do they get their money back? Because we've not been hearing any form of stories of refund. We have literally been waiting for these funds to actually be distributed so that we can start crying and be like, oh my God, they actually did it. But it never comes. They never did. It simply means that these people, every single opportunity, want to enrich their pockets. I'm not the one that said the phone should not come. If you people as MAGAs did not bring it out and start crying that you people have not seen your phones and you have not seen your money, we wouldn't have been here today. Your own is dealing with you. Your own is dealing with you. Your own is making you see reasons why you have to keep asking yourself different questions like, why am I even existing? Your own. And the educated ones will not educate those ones that are uneducated. All of the defense that it came with, all of the talks that it came with. Now, where are the proof? As if black people knew. Black people were like, nah, this is not the thing. But will you people listen? Will you people learn? Oh my God, the wake-up call and the fafo is getting juicy. It's getting worser. But anyways, enjoy it while it lasts. And I hope to see your phones very soon. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do that now. And let me know what you think in the comment section. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking my videos, sharing my videos, dropping commentaries. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. But anyways, with that being said, with no further ado, I do add like I say in my videos. I'm going to be saying and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys.